Hey, today we are going to do a quick teardown of the Yamaha Reface YC, which is an organ simulator. I've customized these drawbars just a bit to make them match the coloring on the classic Hammond brown, white, black, etc. And yeah, so let's just start by unplugging things. It looks like it's going to be pretty simple. I just see some Phillips head screws, and I got my paper cups handy. So here we go. The first screws I see are all on the back panel. I've unplugged everything, and we'll start from the top here. The first thing I'm noticing is these screws are recessed, and it really helps to have a magnetic screwdriver. Mine is only slightly magnetized. The first screws that we're pulling out here are these, looks like 1/2-inch machine screws in black. So on the corners we had these black ones. The coarse thread looks like about a 16 thread, and across the center here we have these silver ones that have a much finer, looks like a 32 thread. Okay, so it looks like around the perimeter here, the left, right, and bottom sides, we have those short coarse ones. Across the top we had those silver fine ones, and then in the middle here we have these really long, there we go, long and fine threaded black screws. All machine screws. Okay, so we got all of those out. There are no screws inside the battery compartment, so let's see if we can peel this open. It does feel loose. I'll start down here by the keyboard. Yep, definitely is loose. I'm going to flip it over and just take the top off. Just a little catching somewhere. That's interesting. It pops open like the hood of a car. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's bring you inside here. So the back does come off. I think I would need to take off those ribbon cables there. I guess they're not really ribbon cables, bundles, to get the back off, or the top off. And then there's a little ground wire here. The guy that I bought this from said that on a similar instrument, this this little doohickey here was a little bit finicky, and so I was going to try to see if there's any way to reinforce that. I'll say the construction seems to be pretty solid in here. This potentiometer is on a kind of a double spring here that allows it to move back and forth. It's on its own little separate card here, which it looks like I could unplug this little bundle here and undo this screw, and that would come right out. I don't see any real clear failure points, except that the plastic here is pretty thin, and so I can imagine that would break eventually after banging this around a lot if you were to do that. Right now mine is not showing any wear there, and so I'm not concerned about it. Reading through the card here, I think over here on the right side, it looks like we have a power supply as well as the audio outs. In the middle is like a computer basically. I see what looks like a CPU there, and a couple maybe ROM chips. And then here up on the top is where all the controls are. So of course we see a lot of interfaces for the potentiometers and such. Yeah, over here on this side we have another little kind of daughter card here. I guess for more of the controls. The speakers are wired in here. Tiny little things, but they as big as some in most headphones. Some headphones, I would say. But overall, everything in here. I mean, this is a pretty new instrument, but everything looks really clean and in good condition. And I'm not really seeing anything that I would want to do to improve anything inside. So I'm going to button this back up, just back in the order, reverse order that I did before, and I'm sure it'll still work. But thanks for joining me on this little venture inside of the Yamaha Reface YC.